Pillars of Eternity continues. Welcome back, everyone, to more Pillars of Eternity, the White March expansion. Well, I didn't want to have to resort to doing this, but I will. There are two secret locations here that Aloth unfortunately does not have high enough mechanics for, but we have a way around that. First, though, this place likes to spawn these ice trolls, random. Which 6-on-1 is not really fair.
Aye?
So I know the two locations of two of the secrets here. Aloth has the Rite of Hidden Wonders scroll.
I'll see what I can find.
And here's a Durgan Iron Ingot and a cogwheel. And now we want to run him to the other location where it is. Now you got a lot of time with this. This actually lasts a couple minutes. But I went and figured out where they were first.
I shall be discreet.
And here's another Durgan Iron Ingot and some more cogwheel. And that's the only two here in this location. Want to keep focusing on getting his mechanics up, but that's a little bypass for now. I'm sure we can find more of those scrolls as we need to. But we want to make sure we grab all this Durgan ingots that we can before we complete the White Forged part. Let's see what else we got going on. The main quest back there. Might be time to head to Durgan's Battery soon, but we may go back to town real quick. We have our Grey Sleeper quest as well.
And what does the flame reveal?
Before we leave, apparently the dragon is not hostile, and we can get a quest from him, so let's go pick that up. I guess we can kick his ass at the end of the game. I attacked first, of course, in that previous video. Apparently you can come back here with your druid character, and that helps take out a lot of the spawns so that you can focus on the dragon. But recommendations so far have been wait till later. There's also another ingot in here, and hopefully we can find this one without the scroll. If not, I might try to do all three with one scroll. The dragon turns its head to look at you. Its red eyes are clouded like dirty ice, and its sides heave with labored breaths. Frosty plumes jut between its teeth.
Leave. Now.
You look ill, dragon. The only sound the dragon makes is a hoarse growl, but you hear it as clearly as if it was a spoken language.
I can still peel the flesh from your bones.
The dragon coughs, spattering the ice with crimson droplets. You see something femur-shaped stuck between its teeth. What is the problem exactly?
Consider it indigestion. And consider yourself lucky I've eaten.
A bell trembles up from the dragon's throat and reverberates in the ice under your feet. Did you eat, Kaiser?
The young man by the road.
Was that the rodent's name? I only know that he tasted mealy and lean.
The dragon probes the leg bone with its tongue.
Then why do you seem injured? He didn't look like much of an adversary.
I killed him with one swipe of my claws, while he stared at me with those vacant lamb's eyes.
It digs its talons into the snow.
But his soul shared a connection with mine, one that left me strained, briefly.
It fixes its slit-pupiled eyes on you.
Wait, you're his soul twin? Why did you kill him?
While he lived, his suffering became mine, and as he drew closer, his weakness infected my essence. I can never be strong while a soul twin of mine lives.
I take it you've done this before.
Since I was a worm, sudden fits of agony and terror would paralyze me. I was a prisoner to experiences that weren't mine.
The dragon's tail slowly coils and uncoils.
Eventually, I noticed something similar in my fellow hatchlings. I felt their cries and shrieks become mine as they nipped and flew at one another.
Go on.
I killed as many of the other hatchlings as I could. I felt their pain, but I also felt parts of their souls become mine.
Its slitted pupils widen at the memory.
I slaughtered and devoured, and the scent of blood drove my siblings into a frenzy. Our nest became a maelstrom of chaos as we fought, dying and feeding together. At last, only a handful of us were left. We were sickened by all we'd consumed and suffered.
Spines along its head flatten.
What happened to the hatchlings that survived?
I eventually hunted down some of my missing siblings. Others returned to me in other skins and other lives, as that boy did.
Caution is the crutch of the weak. It pays to strike fast.
Something churns noisily in the dragon's stomach.
As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it.
The dragon picks at its teeth with its claws and finally pops the leg bone free. It chews on the morsel, its eyes fixed on you.
Don't start a fight you can't win, dragon.
It looks at you, still crunching and splintering the bone between its teeth. Finally, it swallows the jagged mess.
Yet what will you offer me if I let you go?
As a watcher, I could sever your connection with your soul twins.
Lies! You would make me vulnerable. How foolish I was to nearly fall for your tricks!
The dragon hisses and recoils.
You're weakened even now. Let me help you. Or let Luglug help you.
I guess he didn't like that. Certain dialogue paths, I guess. I think we're on the right track, though.
Leave. Consider it indigestion. Was that the rodent's century? While I can never be. Since eventually I slaughtered. At last, I eventually hunted down some. As interesting as it. Yet what will you offer me if I let you go? Lies! You would make me vulnerable. How foolish I was to nearly fall for your tricks!
What have you got to lose by trusting us?
It's odd that he's not accepting the speech that requires an attribute. Let's tell him he's got nothing to gain by
course.
taking our souls.
Leave. Now, I can still consider it in... Was that the rodent's name? But his soul shared a connection with mine. While I can never be... Eventually, I noticed some... At last, only a handful of us were left. We were sick. I eventually hunted down some of my missing siblings. Others returned to me in other skins and other lives, as that boy did. As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it.
You'll gain nothing from my soul. Why don't you focus on your soul twins?
Perhaps you're right. Yet what will you offer me if I let you go? Lies! You would make me vulnerable.
I think you might need Resolve 17 there to go that route. Which we are not even close to. I don't even know if we can get that close with armor. So actually, Luglug has 15 Resolve. Let's do this. This armor will give him 17. Oh. Might have to look into this armor as being a possible replacement. Although 50% recovery, that's still 50. Let's compare this. The Resolve is nice. It's already exceptional. Same DR. We could enchant it and make the strength better. This has the deflection against ranged attacks, which is kind of nice. The movement speed, since we need Eder kind of in the front, that's not that big a deal. This might actually be some good Luglug armor. We definitely want to enhance it. Same exact DR, same recovery. This one has the retaliation, which does 6 to 10 piercing while guys are attacking him. Both exceptional. Oh, this has +2 resolve. That's the difference. Don't necessarily have to have might. We got plenty of might. The resolve is going to help as well. Remember, resolve helps against concentration that contributes to will and defense deflection. Useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. Anyways, for now we can use it for this purpose.
As you wish.
What is it?
Leave. I can consider it indigent. Was that the rodent's centuries I've lived? At last, I eventually hunted down some of my... As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it. Perhaps... Yet what will you offer me if I... Lies! You would make me vulnerable. How foolish I was to nearly fall for your tricks!
So I had Ronstock talking to the dragon initially because I think Ronstock is the proper character of the two to talk to. Big magical beast, but I think it's time for Luglug to step in.
Listen to my voice and know that I tell the truth. I will help you.
The spines along its back relax and it lowers its outstretched wings.
Very well. But I warn you.
The dragon narrows its eyes to watch you approach. As you draw close, you feel the shape of the dragon's soul. Something about it seems broken, and you feel a place that leaks essence like blood. Gathering the energy of your own essence, you extend yourself to the wound in the dragon's soul and cauterize it. The beast roars, and distantly you worry that it'll bring the cave down on your head if it doesn't bite you in two first. But you hold on, and as the wound in the dragon's essence fuses shut, you hear its shriek recede. At last you pull back and feel the physical world take shape around once more.
I feel it. Some part of me aches, yet another part is healed. I no longer feel the tug of so many others.
It cocks its head and gazes at the icy walls in contemplation.
Ooh, you should join my party!
You have done as you said. Now, take this and consider the debt paid.
It pulls something from a heap of bones and debris. You have gained Ryona's vambraces.
I won't harm you or those who travel with you, but I make no promises for any others who wander into my cave. Now, please, leave me to rest.
Hey, that's a good chunk of experience we didn't want to miss. Good looking out, Mr. Satan.
They won't see me coming.
I wonder what this is.
Alright, and there's the third and final ingot on this level, or this map. Uh-oh. In the Valian Republic of Palmenia, a military graveyard has been struck by the Vandals that burn tributes left for the dead. Though the troubling to the Duchess has a few local resources to deal with the problem. Is that Duchess or Duchess? Duchess? I don't know. As the Republic will soon be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Lagone Pirella, the Duchess would like to have a mystery solved quickly and quietly. Got our monk, got our ranger. Mainha! Sending Mainha. Why not? Plus 5% of misses are converted to grazes. 3% damage reduction and 5% damage reduction to slash. After Iona established her reputation as a fighter, she began joining adventuring expeditions. For years, she was one of the most sought-after warriors in the Eastern Reach. That changed after an expedition to the White March. She traveled with a team of historians and treasure hunters intent on breaching Durgan's battery, yet their guide fell ill, and they became hopelessly lost in the blizzard. The snows continued for days, and their provisions dwindled. While the rest of the party camped in the lee of a cliff, Iona was sent to scout way ahead. She wandered into the storm, barely able to see the hand in front of her face. After hours of trudging through the snow, Iona stumbled into a cave. Yet inside of shelter, she found another alpine dragon. Yet instead of shelter, she found an alpine dragon. Probably the guy we were talking to. The beast was too lean, and its eyes burned with hunger when it looked at Iona. Yet she promised it a larger meal if only it would spare her. She led it to the hollow where the rest of her companions waited, and as the dragon turned on them, she fled. She lost the vambraces in the snow. Damn! She fed the expedition party to them biatches. These would be good for Eder. But these are +2 might, +1 con bracers he's using. Wouldn't be bad for Pelagina as well because she gets beat up as well. Not sure how great those gloves are. They seem cool. Every time Glugla kills something, he gets the +5 on all defenses. Gets attack speed. The only bad thing is depression. He loses 1 resolve. But why are they only 410 copper? Glugla could use these too. Especially since he is the... I'm going to go ahead and give these to Lug for now. And we still have to decide if we're going to keep the new armor. I like the retaliation part of it.
Yes?
We'll see if it sticks. I'll see you later, dragon. I'll be exit out of anywhere here. Still need to talk to Andra and the priest there. Oh yeah, we still need to go talk to Thirsk about his son. The wimp that we let go. That's our druid's quest. Creepy mother. Not going to Gragholt for a while. Man, look at all those tasks and side quests. Thermal pearl. He's not taking my Murloc. Let's go tie up some loose ends here before we head back into the main portion of the game and do some stuff.
As you wish.
Always down for trade, man. Especially when I got all this crap. Take that. I think we need 2 Trollhide belts. We don't need 2 Stag helms. I don't need 2 of anything if it's in here. Minor protection, minor deflection, we're going to get rid of all that. Thank you. Got some more gold in the bank to handle my hirings.
As you wish.
Oh. Let's save here. Get some bad news
What is
for
it?
you, Father.
Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like prey to something.
I have news about Soldrin. My son, you found him? Did he attack you? Forgive me.
I would have warned you given the chance.
Soldrin's no longer trapped in his spirit shift form.
What? How can that be? You saw him changed? But I thought him mad, an animal.
He could have changed back at any time.
Then I was fooling myself to think it was an affliction upon him. I should have known better than to hope that beast was not my son all along. I pray that I never see him again. Would that you had slain him. I can be thankful at least that he is gone, and Stalwart will not suffer from his presence. Here, for your trouble. And now, please, just leave me be.
Thirsk turns away from you, his broad shoulders sagging. We lied to him, did the cruelest thing possible, and still got rewarded for it. And Ronstock even leveled. Perfect damage reduction too for Elrond Stocko. Took the freezing pillar. We gotta copy these spells over. I'll go for this hex spell actually. I think it's time we get you superior deflection. Defense! I see. Helps to have them selected. Grimoire cooldown active. Do I need to wait before I can copy more shit? Just trying to get them spells, baby. Hunters have long made rough garments from the skins of their quarries, but this cloak is an especially high quality. The thick, soft pelts appear to have come from winter wolves, and they provide excellent protection against cold and wind. Such a cloak would likely have been passed along several generations in families of hunters. Plus 10 against range damage, plus 6 accuracy against beast, and plus 3 damage reduction against freeze. Gotta love the plus 18 fortitude. Plus 2 intellectual endurance is above 50%. It's a pretty mediocre cloak there. I think we can do without. As long as this range damage applies to his rod. We can always trade him back out.
What is it? As you wish.
Different ways to do this as well, so let's save. Well, we can turn in our bounty quest too. Naming society is no more. Plenty of folk will be happy to hear it. Last thing we need to hear is another big war. Take this. Gives you a bag of coin. 3,000 copper to be exact, and another 39.60 in experience. The thermal pearl you saw was really a Lagufath egg. He looks past you and sees the creature waddling through the snow. His jaws flap silently for a few seconds.
I've never seen one so small, but the little fellow looks downright tame.
Scratches his head.
How about I buy it from you? The performers that pass through would take an interest in something like this.
He bends down to look at the squirming Lagerfath. Don't do it.
No, I'm keeping him. He's my pet. Whatever you say, just watch your fingers when he gets big.
I'm still looking for someone to take care of those dangerous folk roaming the area, if you're up to it.
Very well.
No way I am giving up my fucking Lagerfeld pet. Bullshit. Well, that was quick. With the blessings of the Duchess of Palmania, Mainha began an earnest investigation of the vandalism at the military graveyard. After a large amount of digging, some literal, some figurative, Mainha was able to track down the solitary culprit, the grandson of a soldier who was executed for cowardice in the Battle of Lagon Purella. According to the young man, his grandfather was slandered and the execution was not just. The Duchess of Palminia's Songreta Ducala reviewed the man's evidence and decided to restore his grandfather's dignity by inscribing his name on Lagon Purella's memorial. However, the young man was still guilty of violating a long list of Palminian laws and customs. The Duchess exiled him from the island for life. We get experience and we get remembrance ashes. They revive with 300 endurance, but then you get minus 15 and 50 endurance after 15 seconds. Good way to get people back up in combat, though. Even small quantities of the ashes of this Valian urn have the power to cast reviving exhortation on an ally. We'll get some use out of that.
And the thermal pearl is complete.
Alright. So, these priests that are taking people's belongings and either stealing them or doing something with them and then dumping empty chests at the bottom of a lake. That's some evil shit. So do I let it continue is the question. Maybe they can pay me to keep my mouth quiet. That sounds good. It's tough playing evil sometimes because you naturally, as a actual decent human being, you want to do the right thing by these people, but gotta stick to the theme.
I found your chest. They were only filled with rocks.
I see. No use in keeping this charade on any longer, is there? The group springs into action. The sounds of unsheathing blades fill the room. Okay, well, that... Oh, okay, I was gonna say. But we shouldn't act so rashly. She holds up a hand. The thieves keep their weapons pointed at you. We've been pretending, yes, but it is so different from what Andra's priests do. Villagers and travelers give us things they want to forget. We make them disappear. Isn't that the same thing? We aren't murderers, and we'd prefer to be as far away from this cursed place as we can. Laughter gestures at her accomplices. Why make a bloody mess out of this? I'm willing to help you look the other way. She fixes her eyes on you.
What do you propose?
A simple deal. You keep our little secret to yourself, and we'll share some of our offerings with you before we slip away. Quetzal brought back the dwarves' heirlooms. You can have them too.
I agree. The heirlooms and something extra, and you're free to go.
Smart. Most of the gifts of the goddess receives are worth little, sadly, but we do manage to coax out more worthy offerings from her followers sometimes. Here's one. Laughter pulls a pouch from behind the altar to Andra and tosses it to you. The rest is in a large chesticle. She turns to her accomplices and nods. They put their weapons away and begin gathering their belongings. The thieves, packed for the road, form a single line like priests on a pilgrimage. Laughter cracks the door open and peeks outside.
I think that guy's still waiting out there.
She signals the thieves to start their escape and gives you one last glance. This time we move on. The door closes behind her. Let's see what this medallion does. We also got some chesticles in here we can open. White crest, heavy armor. Hello. Awakens heirloom. Is it stealing now? There's no one in here to stop me. Hell yeah, we'll take those pearls. We let the thieves get away with it. Why not? Hello, grants overwhelming wave. What's that? Plus 30 to 40 crush damage. -1 move speed. Dancing bolts. DR16 though, exceptional. While its original bears its name has been lost to the ages, the famed White Crest armor features in many a tales the dwarven adherent of Andra, whose blows struck his enemies with all the overbearing power of the sea. The armor's weight was such that the warriors described as moving as if those shot through shallow water, but foes believing themselves to have advantage of speed often found they could not outrun the warriors' lightning spells. Kind of dig it. Whoa. Might be good for Pallegina as well. Or should we let Lug don it? Lug's got some choice of armor now. The unique heavy armor. Whoa! Lug, you been working out, son?
I know! Been hitting the gym game, Hoarder, unlike your fat ass.
Hey! I go every day. I'm going right after this. Alright. Well, this will be interesting. We could slap +2 strength on it, too. Of course, I need to go get some of these damn Pilgrim's crowns. I think this would be great armor. Once we get the strength up. Get it to superb. And maybe make it like slash proof. Damage reduction against slashing. It just depends. You got slash, crush, shock. I guess it just feels strange having our barbarian character in full plate like this. So maybe we should give Lug the Code of Ill Payment. I think it's time to get rid of Arrowbreaker. I think it's just time to get some new fucking armor. The thing about Arrowbreaker also that we don't want long term with it is it's at 11 out of 14, and like I was saying, since we're at exceptional, we're going to need 4 slots to be able to get it to legendary, which Arrowbreaker is not going to be capable of. This is good armor too, though. I think we're going to go with this for her and this for Lug. We have the Wayfarer's hide as well. Grants nature's vigor. It's also superb. And this damage reduction, which is nice. That might not be bad armor for Durance. It will mess with his spell speed a little bit, though. But it's going to give him a hell of a lot more damage reduction. I think it's worth the trade-off in this case. Yeah, it says burn reduction. Both light armors, at least. Alright, Sai, we're going to need some new armor drawn up here. That'll give Pallegino a pretty good increase in armor. Alright, so we went ahead and got our armor fixed up here. Sai is already in the know, and we'll be working on that new armor. I wanted to give these Father's Teeth necklace to Lug just so Sai could work it into the armor. However, I did go ahead and get rid of the cloak. I gave it to Eder. And instead, I'm going to give Lug this Ancestor Pendant, which gives him more Constitution and Guardian Spirit. Alright, we're going to need to talk to our little friend out here. Mr. Akron. Now, is his medallion just considered a quest item? Yes. This medallion is an heirloom of Akron's family, which features an intricate design of interwoven silver and copper strands that coil around the central disc of bloodstone. Its surface, though polished to a perfect finish, has been carved to hold 14 small emeralds in place. While Akron values this exquisite heirloom for its sentimental worth, it's clear that it would otherwise command considerable market price.
I know where the gift bearers cast your heirlooms away.
Did you find them? What of the medallion?
The gift bearers cast your medallion on the lake. It's gone.
Okram buries his hands into his blackened beard. Gone! His knee falters and digs into the snow. The dwarf hides his face, the bristly hairs of his beard trembling between his fingers. He pushes himself up, wobbling, and starts to walk away with uncertain strides. After a few steps, he drops his hands and glances back. Forget what you've seen of me. Okran, High Walker of Merit, was never here. Just a memory to leave behind. Andra will see to that. And we lied to the dwarf and kept his amulet. Okran has lost everything during the attacks against Stelwart. I confronted Laughter about the empty chest and I found in Russenwood. With their racket exposed, I let them leave Stelwart village without further harm. I told Okran that his heirlooms were gone. And I kept his shit, which now has turned into the talisman of the unconquerable.
Ooh, I like it. +2 intellect while endurance above 50. Plus 25% focus gain while endurance above 50. Ooh.
Same as the horn, except a little bit better. Got an extra ability there, so of course Ronstock will be granted that. Alright, we've done some pretty deceitful, evil things here in town. I'm gonna travel 2 days. The S-Talk seems to hum as it nears the Agwithin machine. Something arcs between the steel blade and the outer core of the ancient device. The voices in the S-Talk grow quieter and the weapon feels more powerful. New writing appears along the blade. I think we got the slow spirit effect. Minus 60% attack speed, movement speed, slows them down. The new verses blaze from the metal. They read, "Find the sun-kissed hillocks where the dead folk sleep. Rest beside their wasting flesh. Inspect what dreams you reap." Okay, I think those might have been people that got respawned from the bug. Let's head to Esternwood here. Remember, the bug caused a lot of this to reset. And it caused the fog of war to come back, although it hasn't seemed to affect the game any other way negatively so far. Thank baby Jesus. Here you can see I've only redone a bit of this. Well, at this point it doesn't matter because the monsters that respawn here are going to be absolutely zero match for us.
I'm ready.
Let's...
Alright, this is where the dead do sleep. Every copper counts.
You should see this.
Alright, we will see it. Pretty sure we just need to camp here. The loamy soil, we're going to read this later. The loamy soil squishes underfoot and something invisible seems to rise from it. You detect essence, faint and barely perceptible, drifting up from the graveyard. The gray sleeper seems to feed on it, and the strange voices grow quieter still. Another voice gleams in the steel. Now it has a 5% chance to cast Invoke Vessels on a hit or crit. It'll summon one of 3 of either Dargul, Ghoul, Revenant, Human Skeletons, or Wicks. Luglug's becoming the soul-sucking guardian demon lord that he is. The final part of the poem shines along the blade. Fingers of the world, Adra strong and whole kneel before the pillars, bring order to your soul. Fingers of the world, Adra strong and whole, kneel before the pillars, bring order to your soul. That reminds me of Kadnua.
Of course.
Big hand.
Gelade, well done. A formidable fortress in the old style. We build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
A deep and mighty power emanates from the Adra pillars. It resonates in the Grey Sleeper. As you kneel, the voices in the Grey Sleeper reach a low, peaceful harmony. A final surge of energy fills the blade and the voices fall silent. You feel the curse snap like a rotten cord. We are now free from the curse of the Grey Sleeper. The Grey Sleeper is also upgraded, and it is bound to us. It also has a 5% chance now of casting Twin Stones, but last but not least, it is a superb weapon. Plus 12 accuracy, plus 45% damage. It is going to kick ass. Twin Stones is area of effect. It will do 20 crush damage. On AoE, 25 to 40 pierce damage. As long as it only hits foes. A penance now complete, a burden now a gift. Keep this weapon at your side to remind you of your shrift.
I don't give a shit.
And a new questicle here at Cadnua. The Weaver's Song, the colorful clothing of the Spiritan Weaver Bonicetta is known throughout the Eastern Reach. Over a year ago, she was on a trip to Defiance Bay when her ship sank in a violent storm just off the Pearl Coast. Miraculously, many of the passengers survived. Bonicetta's body was never found and she is presumed to have died. However, a Valian merchant in Defiance Bay recently recognized some of the Bonicetta's unmistakable work in an otherwise remarkable shipment of textiles. He spoke to others and learned that several shipments to different merchants bore the same telltale patterns. Now many of the merchants believe Bonicetta is being held captive somewhere and is trying to communicate through her work. Whatever the message is, none have been able to decipher it, nor where it's coming from. Zahua, you haven't been on it yet. Just out there. We have Neri the Deft Hand. Can send an escort with them? Sure. We'll send Heravius, our druid. Alright, I cannot wait to use this sword on someone in the next episode.
It's gonna kick their ass.
Might go ahead and see if we can do a bounty since we're back here. We also need to hit Defiance Bay. Grab some gems, and of course we need to find... I need to find out where this plus might shit is. And if I can buy Adra Dragon Scales, which I doubt I can, but... I'm looking for Pilgrim's Crown. This is exceptional, so we're going to need 4 slots to make it legendary. That brings it to 13. That means we can really only put a +1 on it. It already has the +2 resolve, so we can't add any attribute bonuses. So we can bring it to legendary and also make it /proof, or... yeah, why not? We'll go ahead and do this. Make it /proof. And now we have exactly 4 slots that we need to bring it up to legendary as well.
What is it?
So let's go kill Galen Dalgard. Alright, it reset too. Fantastic. I'll just clear all this shit a second time, no biggie. And what's funny is right here is the guy we need to attack.
I bring your aid.
Always fucking with Ron stock. Come on, Grimrock, slam your ass, motherfucker. Ludwig's down here beating the shit out of Priest.
Join us!
The archers vote.
Guys, no match.
It's no use. I need something stronger.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Don't even slow it down!
Guys got some defense. And there's the head that we came for.
I always come for head.
Alright folks, that wraps it up for this video. Stay tuned for more Pillars of Eternity.